Okay, quite a creepy looking opponent here, but I'm a creepy sort of guy, so again, being a long pole, our radius of attack is very much restrained to an area that's very far away from us. With this little motion, obviously somebody has come within that radius. This is a nice little strike. I've got a question asking about the long pole. Long pole, well known from Kung Fu styles. It's usually a very long stick, a lot longer than a bow staff, and very popular in Kung Fu movies. Now, I used to own one of these long poles, but in my time travel shenanigans, I haven't been able to really take something like that with me. And in this tiny sort of space that I'm in, it's very hard to store something that is that long. So, I've got an alternative. This here is my long pole. Good for storage, and it extends. Ta-da! As you can see, this isn't quite as sturdy as a wooden pole or as thick, but we can still play around with it and we can learn and train our long pole skills. So what we'll do today is we'll do a few basics, a few fun moves, something that you can try at home. We're not going to do a form set, we're not going to do anything like that, just something simple. Okay, as you can see here, quite a bit of length on us. Now, the main thing to remember here is have your two hands in constant grip, and a good one at that. We'll get into a side stance. Now, obviously, in a realistic situation, there aren't going to be many times where you're going to find yourself with a long pole. Look, that's not to say that you can't adapt to a certain situation where things that you've learnt with the long pole become applicable. Now, what we do is we hold the far end of the pole. So we're not holding the middle like you would with a staff, like a bow staff, which again, nothing, you can do that cool stuff and all that. We're specifically holding, the end of the pole. One hand over, your right hand under. This is something that various Kung Fu practitioners will do as an exercise. You get into a horse stance, more or less. Left hand under, right hand simulating almost like a punch. Get down low into your stance, and we go one, and so forth. And a lot of these schools will practice that. You move from one side of the room to the other side of the room. It's a good exercise, and it helps with your preparation for the long pole. Sure, I've heard that line in a dirty film somewhere or something, and here we are in that stance again. A very low sort of stance. We don't want to be up standing straight, standing tall, because we've got no balance, we've got no structure. If we're down low in a stance, we become very rooted in the ground. Rooted. We become very close to the ground, solid. Dirty jokes aside, we can move and that's a basic thrust. Before we get back into that, something that is in the opening form to, say for instance, the long pole form, they start standing up straight, like so, come out, go back in, come out. Very good for conditioning and training your arms. Also, more practical with something that is of a heavier sort of a nature, like a pine wooden stick. But, I mean, this has many applications. Again, being a long pole, our radius of attack is very much restrained to an area that's very far away from us. With this little motion, obviously somebody has come within that radius. This is a nice little strike. And this is also very good to practice. I mean, it's quite a basic sort of human thing that you'd be doing. I mean, you can sort of thrust with my left hand here. The right hand, not so much, because our main focus of power is coming at the front of our stick there. My arms are going down low, come up. We've got this sort of motion where we can strike at a close range, and then being level with the ground. As you can see, the stick is level with the ground, depending on which camera you look at. Now see the twisting in my right arm. As you can see, it's coming over. Notice the position of my left arm. I don't actually have the end of the stick pointing towards me, it's pointing towards nothing. So in the event that I thrust and hit something, hitting against the wall here, you know, it's not going to go through me when it hits. It's going to go out that way. So that's one important thing to keep in mind. Don't have the end of the stick anywhere near your body. You know, you want it hitting Joe Blow down there. Blow. Now you've got forward motion, back motion. Forward motion, back motion. Okay, now how can we play around with this? Two people with two poles, they can do quite great exercises. Again, me being the lonely f*** that I am, got nobody to train with. So, we're going to make our own training partner in this red trolley. Now, as you can see, we've got ourselves some nice pads on here. They're going to be my targets. Thank you very much. The Vinnie Vincent Invasion. If you don't know who the Vinnie Vincent Invasion were, your loss. Vinnie, just his songwriting skills were phenomenal. And then he disappeared for a long amount of time. Now this is going to be a coordination exercise, because hitting anything with a long sharp object is going to do damage. So we know that. I don't have to pound the hell out of Mr. Blueface over here. But I do want to make contact with his body. So I'm not going to be stabbing the hell out of him. So here we go. And that was fun. I can't see much. My depth of field is not just getting into the stands for your